hope. Oh man, does this remind you of Resident Evil? About to walk in and there's a zombie or something going to jump out at me. Okay, you might remember this one from before, where I fit this home boost in this loft space. There is a lot more insulation in here now than there was before. And you can see there where it's dripping from underneath. And it's now actually got to the point where when the customer's using it, it's tripping out the MCB or the RCD or whatever it is connected to. They've sent out a new replacement pump. So I'm gonna disconnect that first. And it's literally just a pump, so I just need to undo that, and it should hopefully just slide out, and I should be able to slide the new one in. Let's turn the water off first, open up a tap downstairs, and then get this disconnected. My light just flickered on something. Check out that bad boy. That's a beast. Right. I'm going to get this done as soon as I can get out of here. Now, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but this light is genuinely a fantastic light. The CL 1700 by Unilite. You probably can't even see it that well. Let me shine another light on it so you can actually see it. So this light, you've got a magnet on the back, but the main thing is it's a clamp light. In the area where I'm working today, where I'm in a loft, I'd have to look at, well, still keeping one eye on that bloody big spider, but I'd be looking at, okay, where can I balance the light? There's nothing magnetic to stick it onto, but as long as you've got something you can clamp onto, you can clamp it on, you can turn this however you want, you can swing it back and forth. It is perfect for when you're working in loft spaces, or basically this light, you can use it anywhere. You see me use it on a number of different jobs, and it is a fantastic light. I think it's actually probably one of my favorite Unilights at the moment. If you want to get one, I'll put the link in the description. Grab one. It is honestly, it's a fantastic light, and I think it will be handy for anyone else who needs something in a similar situation. But now let's get on with this. I've turned the water off. I've also isolated the top one there so that any dribbles of water shouldn't come out of there anymore. Let's get on with it. I might actually get a plumb tub because there might be a little bit of water sitting there. 1 second. I'm back. Let's just put that there. Let's put that there. Don't disturb the spider. Spider-Man. Maybe if I get bitten by it, I could turn into Spider-Man. I could be the next Avenger. Uncle the Avenger. Maybe they might make a Bollywood film, Bollywood version of the Avengers, and I could star in it. What do you guys think? Get bitten by a spider, and then Uncle becomes the next Avenger from India. Oh, here we go. That's what I was trying to avoid. That's right. It's only a bit of water. So yeah, salamander specified to the customer, did I fit the filter? See, I have done. So there can't be any discrepancy about that. I am going to change that rubber washer and this one as well anyway. Okay, here's the new pump. Just in case salamander have anything to say about the warranty. I mean, they have messaged me off the back of the Instagram stories that I've done when I initially fitted this, and they commented saying, yeah, it's been fitted correctly, but just as proof, look, filter washer is going in there. I will put that top rubber washer on in a moment. Get this connected first. Okay, and the top one. Now, because it's on rubber washers, you shouldn't need to over tighten it. It should just be hand tight and then nip up, because you don't want to pinch the washer to the point where it then goes, it sort of folds in, and then, yeah, see? So that's, I think, is enough. I'm going to get, well, don't need to get blue roll because it's right here. That spider's still sitting where it is. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep that ISO valve shut at the top. I'm going to open up this lever valve just to test this part of the circuit first. Okay, so now from here to here we're under pressure, so this is just checking that there's no leaks anywhere here, which there isn't. That's all good. And now open that up. So now I've got a tap open downstairs, so now that's all running. I'm going to go and shut that tap off downstairs, and then we'll come back and test this again. Right, we are back on. There's power's on, water's on. Check the taps now. Now I'm going to turn this light off, and I'm going to go and run a tap, and then you guys should see a little square or light or something come on there. So now if you run a tap for me, you should see that starting to spin. It's definitely running, but the light on it,
there's some new information about the lights, you know. Do you want to see it?
yeah, because normally on the last one
it's fine the other way, isn't it?
it was spinning. This is just flashing. I don't know if it's a fault on the light, but it's definitely running, the pump. Well, it's running. Don't know what to do about the light, but it's running. Right, here's some information about the lights actually. It's not a fault with the light. They have actually changed the way the light displays in the pump. Where I was only getting the two small lights on the side, that is correct. So it says one green light steady on means the power's on. Top light is steady, lower light's flashing, means that the pump's running. That's fine, and it's doing its job. It's running. It's not tripping out the electrics anymore. It was definitely a fault with the water leaking from inside the pump. That was tripping it out, but it's not doing that anymore. We've just had it running for a few minutes, and when I came in and the customer ran it initially, it literally tripped out within a few seconds, but that stayed on, and yeah, we're all good to go. Okay, so I've got a Wiesmann 200 here for this next job. I've got to do a full service on it, but also the customer said that they're having some problems with the hot water. They're not basically getting hot water. I need to check whether it's the diverter, the plate, or something else. What I'm going to do first, before I start the service, I'm going to open up a hot tap downstairs. I'm going to come back up here, check the flow pipe, see if we're getting heat coming down the flow pipe. If we are, then that confirms that's the diverter, or if this temperature starts to overheat, then it's more than likely going to be a block plate heat exchanger. Right, so customer's just going to run a hot tap for me. Got the diverter there. These hoses are a little bit crunchy, not mad crunchy, but I'm hoping it's not that. I'm just putting my hand on the flow pipe, waiting for this to fire up, which it has. Got a little flame symbol on there. And I just want to see if I'm getting any heat on the flow pipe, and also keeping an eye on the boiler temperature there. It's currently reading 27. Can't feel anything on the flow pipe at the moment. It's starting to ramp up. 56. Oh wow, that's just gone from 27 straight to 56. I've still got nothing on the flow pipe. I've got a feeling it is the plate. Yeah, it's gone off. 86. Oh, okay, that's a block plate. The plan is I'm going to be coming back another day to carry out the repair. I'm going to do a full service on it today because it's 7 years, and well, this is the 7th service. Should have had a full service last year, but we didn't get around to doing it, so I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to order up new flow and return hoses. I'm going to clean the plate out when I come back. I'm not going to do that today because there's no point cleaning the plate out today and then it's just going to get blocked up again with the hoses. I'll do it all on the same day. And the reason I can do that is because luckily the customer's got an electric shower, so showering is not a problem. This way, I think having an electric shower is a great option as a backup, because if your boiler plays up or anything, you've got an option for hot water without having to rely on the boiler. She only really needs the hot water from the taps to wash her hands and do the dishes and stuff like that. So I'm not going to record me doing the full service on this. To do it, you basically undo that nut there, and then you've got the nuts up there. Remove the burner, clean the main heat exchanger out, recharge the expansion vessel, that's solid. Clean out the condensate trap, clean the filter, 26.9 checks, and away we go. Well, the service isn't going to plan either. I'm just trying to get the burner nuts out and have a look at that. Someone snapped, that's not me, someone snapped a Torx bit in there. No, I can't get it out, and it's at an angle as well. It's not even in the star bit, and it is magnetic, but it's obviously not catching on the magnet either. Let's see if I can get HSS drill bit and drill it out without actually damaging the screw itself. Right, I'm using a very small, thin drill bit for the time being, because the next size up that I've got, I want to make sure I don't actually damage the T30 bit. So really and truly, I reckon if I can just dislodge it, I should then be able to get it out. Let's try with the small bit first. I've got to see, I've got to be careful of that, it doesn't slip. I'm not happy with that. And the thing is, if I damage this screw, I haven't got another one to replace with, so I might just have to order up a new set of burner nuts, I think, as well as the flow and return hoses, because I reckon I'm going to have to batter this off, and if I do that now, I'm not going to be able to put it back together. So I'm going to put the other burner nuts back on, because I'm not taking that risk today. Right, my next job is to fit a Hive Mini to this combi. Now, little backstory on this job. It's actually an old school friend of mine. I went to secondary school with this guy. He now runs a car showroom, and he's got a Vaillant combi here. He found my details through the power of social media, and since then he's just been passing me work. I'd done a job, I can't remember if I filmed it or not. I think I did, for Toyota showroom. So he passed me that job. I've done a couple other bits for him. After this job, I've got to go to another property that he's involved with, where I've got to fit another hive, but it's on an S-plan system. So I've picked up the two today, got the one for the combi and got the heating and hot water one in the van. So in the showroom, they haven't got any means of controlling the heating. It's literally just on or off, on or off. I'm going to be fitting the hive to it today. I've also found the plate washer, or the diverter washer, sorry, at the back is leaking. There's some water pooling in the bottom of the boiler at the moment, and it's come from the back there. I'm not going to rectify that today because I haven't got time, but I will come back to do that another day. I don't think anything else is leaking from what I can see. I think it is literally, because it's not actually even leaking from the diverter valve itself. It's just from that plate washer. The grommet has just been removed and the cable has just been pulled through, so I'm going to sort that out as well. Flue is at risk, but I'll put a couple of self-tappers in it today as well before I go. And yeah, let's just sort the wiring out. I will probably, if I've got to disconnect this, I think I'm going to probably take this cable and take it into the receiver, and then out of the receiver I'll bring another cable. So I'll double up the live earths and neutrals in the receiver, and then just bring one 5-core back into the boiler. And I might do it as low voltage switching, I might do it as mains voltage switching. I haven't decided yet. I'll just do it as I go along. So yeah, let's crack on with this one. Right, hive is finally done. It took ages to pair, as it always does, but we are finally paired up. It's receiving, so let's turn the temperature up to, let's say, 15 degrees, because it's showing 11 on the thermostat, so we should get, there we go. So the green light come on the receiver, heating symbols come on there. There we go, fans coming on. Sweet. And now we'll turn it down. So what was it, 10? That's, well, with the hives I always find it takes a little longer for it to turn off. I don't know, it's like it's got a delay for some reason, so that will flash for a few seconds and then it'll click off and then that will go off there. But yeah, that's done. Let's go on to the next one where I've got to fit the same thing but on an S-plan, so I will see you guys there. This isn't creepy at all, is it? I've got this is what I've got to fit. The S-plan hive. I have a key. You can let me in this door. I don't know, is that, no. I think he's going to let me in through the front door. This has a massive, yeah, it's just this key here, I believe. I hope. Oh man, does this remind you of Resident Evil? I'm about to walk in and there's a zombie or something going to jump out at me. Okay, we've got lights. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here, because this place gives me the creeps. All right, we have some light in the garage. Going to be replacing this for our twin channel Hive Mini. It's a little bit more interesting than your usual taking off a programmer and just putting the new Hive backplate on, because this is quite an old one. The wiring on this is slightly different. You've got your neutral and live terminals here, which is fine. Now normally you would also have 3 and 4, which you have here as well, and then you've got number 5 here as well, which is a link from the live. If you have a look at the backplate here, you've got neutral, live. The number 1 doesn't have anything there, which is right. Number 2 is meant to be hot water on by the looks of this. Is that right? Or is that, no? See, this is what's throwing me. So we've got 3 and 4, 3 and 4. So is that on, or is that referring to that as the on? No, I think that's referring to that as on. So 3 is hot water on. Okay, so it is the same, 3 and 4. 3 is hot water on, 4 is heating on. Okay, so it is fine. And number 5 is a link for the heating. Is there meant to be a link for the hot water? It doesn't seem to be, so that's fine. So we're going to remove the link and we're basically just going to do, we've got the fuse spurs coming straight here, so we're just going to do neutral, live, and then we're just going to have 3 and 4, and we shouldn't actually have to mess around anything with the wiring center because everything should be coming from here. I'm just going to check that there aren't any other links that I need to remove or anything like that, and other than that we should all be good to just swap it over and pop the new hive on here. Okay, so this is actually going to be a lot more straightforward than I thought. That link that was between live and 5 was basically there because there isn't a room thermostat here. In theory, that link was basically acting as keeping the heating on constant, on standby. So when you just put the slider on for heating, it will just come on because there's no thermostat to control it. That makes my life actually a little bit easier because by removing that link, I now literally just have to do neutral, live, 3 and 4. And because obviously there's no room thermostat, there's nothing else for me to remove, no other cables for me to remove from the wiring center, because then the hive itself is the thermostat, the wireless thermostat, and that will talk to the receiver and tell it to come on when you put a demand on. So yeah, let's just get it done now. There we go. Neutral, live, hot water on, heating on, earth. done. Luckily they had this little back box cut out a bit here, so I didn't have to drill another thing in. Just attached it onto there, cut a little section out the trunking there, brought the cable into there, and now that should literally just go on like that, do up the screws, and then wait an age for it to pair up. Okay, we are paired up. This one actually was quicker than the last one. I'm not going to turn the actual boiler on. I just want to make sure that the zone valves come on when they're supposed to. Firstly, let's turn the heating. I'm going to leave it on 15 anyway. So I don't want the pipes in the place to freeze because it's empty property. That should click on. And one of these, there we go. Heating zone valve is motoring over. And now let's do hot water. Let's just put that on. And that should, there we go. That one's motoring over as well. Happy days. Now let's turn the hot water off. Right, again, there's a delay on that, and actually I think I am going to put the boiler on just so that the pipes don't freeze. Now, if I leave it at 15 degrees, it should just tick over just to keep it warm. There we go, look. That's got dim on now. So what's that set to? Is that even doing anything? S3, S4, right, that's good. Burner's on. Hot water's just clicked off. That zone valve's gone off, so that's good. So we know the hive works. Let's get out of this Resident Evil. I'm going to fit this to the wall and then we'll get up here. As long as I don't get attacked by zombies.